Hey guys, what's going on today? It's Common Green 9 Yu-Gi-Oh! And today is a very special day because the fifth and final Blackwing card has been released. I am super pumped. Now, I'm going to go through the merits of this card and discuss what I think its uses are. Now, it's not like that good. Like it's not 100% perfect. But the thing with these old old meta decks and old rogue decks is we have to step outside the boundaries. So to this card, oh, and I guess I might as well mention today is Product Review Thursday, or sorry, Future Versions Thursday. So this card is what we're going to talk about today for Future Visions Thursday. So this is coming out in around October. I kind of like the card because it has its merits. Because, let's put it this way. In today's format, hand traps are the problem, as well as fully linked boards. Now this card has its merits, and it's either a 1 or a 2 of, in my opinion. And especially in my 60 card deck, this will work nicely. I have a 60 card BW deck that I've been testing with, still doing some work on. I'll send you guys a deck profile on that. So this card is very useful. So what it does is it's called Glowing Bowgun. It's an equipped spell card, and it says equip only to a Blackwing monster. You can only use the second and third effective card with this card's name once per turn. 1. The equipped monster gains 500 attack and defense. 2. If the equipped monster destroys an opponent's monster in battle, you can discard one card from your opponent's hand. That helps, because what Blackwing struggle with is card advantage. So, we hurt the opponent while gaining the advantage. With my 60 card build, I needed something to hurt the opponent. This is the key. For example, Altergeist. Altergeist likes to return my Black Whirlwind to hand, a crap load. But I'm usually stuck with a monster on board. And their monsters are really weak. Equip this, okay, attack, destroy their monster with an extra 5 attack, and I can discard any card from your opponent's hand. That is powerful. I was testing against a meta deck, and I was not necessarily winning, but I was controlling my opponent a lot of times. He had to waste so much resource to even gain an advantage over me. And this card gives us more experimentation. There's another card I might show you guys as well called Watchcat that I've been wanting to show you guys for a while that searches continuous spell cards. So it's kind of just a now card. But I've been using it. Works really nicely. I have a couple other people that like it too. But this card also has an effect. It says, if this card is sent to the GY as a result of the equipped monster being used as a synchro material, you can add this card from the GY to the hand. Let's look at something called the Assault Blackwings. Now, they are all considered tuners. So, and a lot of them can also change levels. So, if you were really experimental, this is a great option. Because in a Blackwing deck like that, you can reuse it over and over. Well, I guess only once, but because of the third effect is once per turn. But still, if you use the level 2 and synchro into the Recurry, and it goes and you have it equipped to the level 2, you get it back to your hand. I'm not saying you would do that. That's just a random example that popped in my head. But I honestly think this has its merits. We're expecting too much. We're getting a Black Whirlwind Searcher, we're getting a boss monster, and we're getting a new Blizzard. Because Blizzard's a little slow. This new Blizzard is better, in my opinion. This card has its merits. We have to look at our deck as different than as it used to be. We're expecting something it's not. This deck is a legacy archetype. It's meant to be a fun deck that can still win. Birds of a feather flock together. And this deck always has had really weird effects. But tons of other decks that are meta have this one card that's used in the deck that has a really weird effect, but it helps. This card is actually useful as a 2-of, I would say. Just a 2-of. One, because it's very useful, especially if you have a lot of draw power and you draw into it. I think it really helps. Like, if you want to complain about it, I know you were expecting something that wasn't supposed to be. We got this and the Blackwing Trap. This, I think, is pretty solid. It's not a bad card, but it's not good either. But there's another player in the group that I know would actually think this card is great. He would say it has its merits. We're all super salty about these new cards. But in Yu-Gi-Oh!, creativity is key. Look at the show, right? They play the crappiest cards ever and would win. And let's take something in consideration. Magic the Gathering is another card game that has tons of a larger card pool than us. So, if we look at them, they have tons of different decks they can build. Like, tons. They literally have unlimited stuff they can do. But if we look at Yu-Gi-Oh!, there's a smaller card pool to each archetype. So we have to make the most of what we have at our disposal. And this card is kind of a hand trap killer. I honestly feel it helps. Like, everybody, I understand you guys don't like it that are in the group or whatnot, but we have to think about is that Blackwing has always been an experimental deck. We are getting new support because we are a legacy archetype. And let's look at Blue Eyes, a legacy archetype, right? They're not meta. They're not even in the meta. They, like, are completely bad, right? And they're getting some new support. The new traps I've heard really good. A few other things are okay, but not really, they're mediocre. But this card is good, in a way. It has its merits. We have to look at the benefit. There's too much ifs. There's too much instant, oh, this card is shit. Sorry, pardon my language, but that's what I'm frustrated about. Is, like, each card we get is useful in its own right. And I'm honestly going to do some Magic the Gathering on the channel too, just because, like, I find everybody's so instant to say, this card is shit, this card is shit, because it's not meta. Oh, because it has this restriction. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is full of costs and restrictions. Just for some reason, Konami makes some cards a little more broken than others, and a little less restrictive. But, at the same time, this card has its merits. I know I'm repeating myself a lot. I'm just trying to get the point across. And I understand, like, it looks bad at first glance. But when I'm actually working on my 60-card deck with this card, when this comes out, I'm going to be so powerful. Because, one, my 60-card build will have 6 Black Rowan Searchers, 3 of Simoom, and 3 of Watchcat. That is called experimenting, because Watchcat is really good. Now, the other problem is that's 6 cards, but Simoom can, like, will instantly destroy Black Whirlwind. But Watchcat adds a little more consistency and a little higher percentage of getting out my Black Whirlwind. And with meta decks that have come out, look at them. They return to the hand half the time, and most of them are, like, some of them are running Twin Twisters and stuff like that. At the same time, you have Dawn Dragster out, they're safe. Dawn Dragster came out for a reason as well. We have to experiment. Don't instantly say it's crap. Because I understand a lot of people are hating on the new trap as well. But I saw the video where the guy was playing it, and I honestly feel it's okay, It's not bad, it's not great, but it helps. Any little card, no matter how bad it is, can help. Because Yu-Gi-Oh! Should be a game of creativity and experimentation. Not, like, I think it's solid because it's reusable. Honestly, recycling is something we need in the deck to keep up hand advantage. Because our deck is a beatdown deck. This gives a little special effect that lets us discard from our opponent's hand, so they're one card less. And if this card is sent to the graveyard, like, it returns to our hand, so in a way, we destroy a card and we go into synchro, somebody falls off, we get it back, so that's a +1, in a way. It's more like a 1, like not a +1, not a -1. It's kind of like a 0, but like, I kind of look at it more of a +1 because like you act, like, you have to use one card, other card in your hand to synchro, but like it goes to grave, you get it back. So but it's a, like, not really counted, I think, towards like the synchro sum is kind of different. But I honestly think it's okay. I understand we're all mad and stuff, maybe that it wasn't a field spell, wasn't something, but you may have noticed none of the support is meta broken for the legacy archetypes. We're supposed to be resourceful with the legacy archetypes. We can't be so focused on expecting broken. Meta. Experimentation, practice is key. And I like this card a little bit. Like, I'm just looking at it. This is my first time looking at it. And I see its merits. I'm trying to look at the new support differently. I'm not going to be using the trap, but I don't blame anybody who does. I will be using this spell, though, in my 60-card build, because it helps me gain advantage over my opponent. This adds control into our deck. That's what I like about this card. Control, if we look at Magic the Gathering, which I have been learning a little bit, control is being able to outplay your opponent and get ahead while slowing them down. This slows your opponent down. Discard. It's perfect. Like, there's no OTKs in the game right now, really. Like, there's the FTKs, but that's different. They're gonna get hit eventually. There's no OTKs really right now. This will slow down, like, a little bit. Some of the meta decks go into attack, discard, you draw. And that discard actually kind of helps against Altergeist. Like, a little bit. Because we can discard stuff out of their hand, get in the grave, and then DD Crow, banish it. That's how I'm playing the deck now. But yeah, guys, I just wanted to mention that. I'll make sure to leave a link in the description to free Yu-Gi-Oh! Rewards site where you can earn free Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards. They'll ship to you free internationally as long as you're in one of the listed countries. Because I don't know if they have every single country listed, but they will ship to almost every country. And you just have to do surveys and stuff like that. Just make sure you're using my referral link, and you can share it with other people as well, because you'll earn, like, if you earn 500 points, I get 500 points, so it helps support my channel, and you also get free cards. Also, I'll leave the Swag Bucks referral link. I did a video to that earlier that kind of explains what Swag Bucks is. Even if you just do the daily poll every day, helps me out a bunch, because that's like 30 points that I'll get, like, roughly about like 3 Swag Bucks from you, because I get 10% of all your earnings, and that would really help with getting funds for the channel, because I'm kind of short of money as it is. And like those of you that have like 10 minutes every night before you go to bed, need something to kind of do, and you can also use your phone and while you're at work play videos, and you'll earn Swag Bucks that way. Because there's an app you can get, which we'll explain when you're on the website on your phone. It will just tell you to download that when you try to watch videos. And you can just turn your volume down and just play them, and it will do it all automatically. And I don't know how, like, I work at a gym, so I can do it there because they have Wi-Fi. But make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and comment below what you think of the card. And think outside the box, because that's what, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is so, we're so straight-minded and stuck, like, in this zone. We're like, we aren't branching out. We're not, like, that, I've loved some of the creativity in the community lately, but a lot of you players are still behind. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is, in a way, dying a little bit, and that's because we're not experimenting. Like, that's why the kids of the game are awesome. Because they build those fun little decks with what little cards their parents get them. We, on the other hand, that have a little extra money, can at least experiment a little bit more. So that way, like, we're not just playing $400, $500 decks, because Blackwings isn't that expensive. It's a cheap deck, and it has useful abilities that can be used to our advantage. I know I'm talking about Magic Gathering a little bit, but I am learning about it a little bit. But yeah, I guess that will be all for today, guys. I just wanted to express that point. Don't be just instantly saying, this card is crap. It would just really frustrate me, because I want to see your guys' merits about the card and how you would use it effectively. That is how we learn as a community and grow. I'll leave the link to the TCG Blackwing group in the description and the OCG Blackwing group, because I know some of you are probably OCG that are watching this video. And as always, Com Green 9 Yu-Gi-Oh! Is out.